So will you be getting the new Bitcoin Futures ETF? Well, if you are a follower on my Twitter page, and if you don't, definitely go to Investing with TJ on Twitter and find me there. But I put out this poll this morning, actually, and it looks like 36 respondents, for the majority of them, said no, they aren't going to get it. And I think one of the reasons why is, I mean, obviously, people are really into gold and silver if they, follow my stuff. But I think those who are interested in Bitcoin seem to be avoiding this. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But as far as the performance of Bitcoin, the underlying of all of this, the underlying of the underlying, I should say, then things are looking pretty strong for Bitcoin. I mean, you can't knock it, and it's unfortunate because for many of us in the gold and silver space, we're just kind of we're oozing with jealousy right now because we're seeing these amazing gains here with Bitcoin, and we kind of feel like we're kind of left out the party. But Bitcoin's been doing well, and it looks like the performance of BITO isn't doing too bad. It dropped initially, and then it came back up. But why are people saying that you should avoid the BITO, Bitcoin Futures ETF? Well, it comes down to this thing right here. It's this concept called Contango. And this is something that I think many people in the commodity space, so those of us who have, maybe done some paper trading here and there and gold and silver are probably familiar with. But generally speaking, it's when the futures price is higher than the actual expected spot price. And the unfortunate thing is, if you buy the asset that represents, a futures ETF, for example, and the expected spot price in the future is lower, that means what you bought it at up here will have to correct to the downside and meet where the expected future spot price will be. So if you bought it up here, it will likely come back down here. So this is one of the issues that a lot of people have with BITO and just generally a lot of, futures ETFs. And this is something that, a lot of people have been saying, hey, watch out, just don't get this ETF because you think you're going to get exposure to Bitcoin. You're actually just getting exposure to Bitcoin futures. So that's what this orange line represents. So if you're looking to get the actual Bitcoin, then obviously if you want a whole Bitcoin, you need $63,000. But if you don't, you can always get a fraction of that, which is what a lot of people tend to do. So this isn't investment advice. I'm not telling you to do anything either way. But if I were a lover of Bitcoin, I would prefer personally to just get a fraction of a Bitcoin as opposed to getting exposure to BITO because of this potential issue that Contango brings about. So guys, let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you've heard of Contango. A lot of people have been talking about it recently. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below.